want to cover the subject of the Israel of God. The Israel of God. I get a lot of comments on my YouTube page with people that believe in replacement theology, which teaches that the church has replaced Israel. And one of the popular verses they always go to is Galatians. In Galatians 6:16, it talks about the Israel of God. And a lot of people will point to this verse and say, see, the nation of Israel that exists right now, they are not the same Israel. And in fact, God has forsaken the Jewish people, and he is focusing on the church. So we're going to address this question today, and I want to clear this up for anybody that might be confused. So hopefully, I provide enough information for you to where you can share this podcast with those who have also shared Galatians 6:16 with you. So the question I want to pose starting is God finished with the nation of Israel? Now the short answer to that is absolutely not. God has an end time plan for the literal nation of Israel. All the naysayers need to remember that God has never brought a nation back into existence after almost 2,000 years of not being a nation, as he did against all odds in May of 1948. To say that God is finished with Israel is foolish and even potentially smacks of a latent anti Semitism by those who hold this view. When proponents say that God is finished with the nation of Israel, they find that they have many serious interpretive problems of Old Testament passages that are addressed to the literal nation of Israel. And so they conveniently say the church is now Israel, and she is the beneficiary of all these Old Testament promises. If you hold to that belief, then take a moment and read Zechariah 12 through 14 and see if even a superficial reading of this great prophecy sounds like it will be fulfilled by the New Testament church. So the question that I want to address is whether the New Testament church represents spiritual Israel or the new Israel as some have taught based on their interpretation of Galatians 6:16. This is more than passing interest, for some then go on to reason that the Israel of God or the church has now replaced the Old Testament Israel, and therefore God is finished with Israel in his prophetic plan. Is that what the Apostle Paul is teaching in Galatians 6:16? So, in his last words to the Galatian believers, Paul asked that peace and mercy be upon them and upon the Israel of God. Galatians 6:16. The Amplified Version renders it, peace and mercy be upon all who walk by this rule, who discipline themselves and regulate their lives by this principle, even upon the true Israel of God.